Hey, this is Russ with Winged Saber Historical Fencing, and this is a video by demand. There are a lot of people who play saber on a casual basis. Yay, play saber, it's fun. In the process, they tend to pick up some sources that give advice that doesn't really work for HEMA saber. And one of them is standing in refused third with the elbow tucked way back here. This has the advantage of not letting anybody get blade engagement, but it comes with some terrible disadvantages in the process. One of which is, before I can attack, I now have to extend forward through the position that people would be in for third before beginning the attack. This means my opponent can easily land attacks on preparation on me. Let's see how that looks. We're going to go with Boffers because it needs to be very clear that Roman does not have to hold back. So I'm in refused third and I attack. Even if I bust out to accelerate with a lunge, you can see he has no problem sniping my cuts. Now, granted that we are both a little close together because of the camera, if I were having to do this from even further out, he would have an even easier time picking his place and angle and going, crush. Now, watch this from regular third. From here, he bounces off my guard, or the guard I would have if this were a regular saber. It gets even worse if I have a stirrup hilt rather than the basket hilt, and I refuse my third. I come out and he can just bring that right down on my arm, or he can even just start punishing my hand immediately because my stirrup guard doesn't protect this. So he can just crush that all day long. There are a couple other disadvantages that come from staying in refused third. One of which is, I'm here. If I'm going to make a parry in fourth, I have to take my elbow around my very considerable girth to get to fourth. It's okay, I can own it, I like pie. I have to do this and do a circuit to get to fourth. From normal third, it's as easy as bringing my elbow over. Now, I can do here and come over like left protect, right protect. But these are basically terrible blocking positions. These are taught to troopers so that they have the very basics of a clue how not to hurt their horse when blocking, but it's incredibly vulnerable to a false edge cut or a continued thrust using the curve of the saber. Even worse than that, if you'll cut two, please, right into my block. Right into your block, cut two. He's not pushing hard, you see, just collapsed. Even if I'm here, same thing. Cut two. I have no structure here. This refused position means I can't achieve a favorable bind. At best, I can do like single stick players, do the same thing, cut two, and begin taking it out here. Now the force comes up the line of my foot. I've got some structure. So the single stick players who do this, nothing wrong with it. That's just part of their game. And you will find that most people, for example, who do casual sources like Hutton, will wind up repairing the original source and not taking their blows here, but taking them further out. If you want to repair Hutton, great. He's a viable historical source. I don't care for him much. I'm pretty famous about spouting off on Hutton. But if you repair him, rather than taking the force of those impacts on your thumb, you can do it. But this is significantly stronger. I don't have to take that blow. Give me cut 1 and 2. Cut 1 and 2? Yep. 1, 2. I have no problem diffusing the force of his blow because that force is coming down the line of my forearm straight into my feet. Cut 1 and 2 again. 1, 2. In both cases, you can see my guard beginning to collapse. So, don't get yourself doubled or sniped on in tournaments by refusing your third. You can refuse engagement in regular third by doing this thing called moving your feet. And if you do so, you'll be a much harder fencer to oppose in a tournament. Thanks, and happy fencing. We've got more videos and content coming, so if you liked what you saw and it was useful for you, please stab the like button, /subscribe, and punch the little bell icon so that you're notified immediately when new content comes available. Thanks, and go do the thing.